Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Leila Rhodes and I'll be your moderator today. Thank you so much for joining us here at Netcom Learning, a market leader in promoting lifelong learning, training, and talent development solutions. We are very excited to host today's webinar, Learn Cybersecurity Incident Handling and Response in Under 40 Minutes. Presenting today's topic is Sheik Raashid, and Sheik has been working as a cybersecurity trainer for over 12 years. He is experienced in training and preparing clients for various global certifications related to network, security, and cloud. Sheik is a Microsoft certified trainer, eccouncil and certified instructor, and certified cybercrime intervention officer. He holds certifications related to network, security, and cloud, as well as expertise in ethical hacking, penetration testing, incident handling, disaster recovery, network defense, threat analysis, encryption analysis, network, and cloud security. Now, please bear in mind that this is just an overview of a very robust topic. We do offer a collection of technical and business courses that can be tailored toward your specific requirements. If you're interested in a further discussion about any of those, you can make an appointment with our learning consultants through our website at www.netcomlearning.com. Netcom Learning helps customers build innovative learning organizations by achieving a smarter workforce, adapting to change, and driving growth. And we do this with a broad catalog of offerings, developing customized learning plans, and our global delivery capabilities. Since 1998, we have been empowering organizations with our managed learning services to help them reach optimal performance results and address challenges. We have 9 practice areas in which we specialize, and they encompass people, process, and technology training. Today's presentation is from the security practice area. Netcom Learning offers a comprehensive training portfolio for security courses, and our upcoming classes include various trainings on eccouncil, ECHI, Certified Incident Handler, eccouncil, CHFI, Computer Hacking Forensic Investigator, V10, and more. And private training to teams is also available, and those learning plans can be customized to the specific needs of that audience. You can also access a variety of security marketing assets, such as the free 1-hour training, free on-demand training, and blogs by clicking on the available webinar handout. These offerings can also be found with a simple search on our website at www.netcomlearning.com. In this webinar, you will learn the best practices for incident handling and response processes. You will also get familiar with the required skills to effectively develop, implement, and manage an effective incident response capability within your organization to minimize damage that a cyber attack can inflict. And now I'm going to go ahead and pass the time over to Sheik to present today's topic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Leila. Thanks a lot. So let's get started here. Learn Cybersecurity Incident Handling and Response in 40 minutes. Now, if it comes to cybersecurity incident handling, so we see nowadays there are a lot of attacks which happen. So being a SOC analyst, we also need to know how to do incident handling, how to do forensic investigation, how to do threat analysis. So modern SOC analyst, or if you work as a security analyst, or if you work any job role, incident handling is an important part. So we are going to discuss a process. I am certified incident handler from eccouncil, so I'm going to discuss my techniques. Now, you might be using your techniques. That might be different. It depends on your infrastructure, what you're dealing with. But we're going to discuss a process which we need to follow. If we see on the screen, we have preparation, we have identification, we have containment, we have eradication, we have recovery, and we have lessons learned. So we're going to discuss what are the objectives of incident handling. So if we see why is incident response important, because we see a lot of data breaches which is going to cost companies operational downtime, reputational and financial loss. The longer any vulnerability stays in a system, the more lethal it becomes. For most of the organizations, breach is going to lead a lot of losses, customer trust, and all that. So to eliminate that risk, companies need a well-planned cybersecurity incident response. So which is going to help them to restore their daily business operations, to minimize any financial or reputational losses, or to fix any kind of cyber vulnerabilities quickly. Now, another important objective is to align the security posture with any kind of regulatory if you follow any kind of compliance. But to be very frank, I have seen whatever your objectives would be, but most of the times every organization will be concerned first thing, which is time. Time is very important, so you want to come back to normal as soon as possible, because if you will be in instant for a long time, that's going to lead a lot of damage to your reputation. Because if we understand, the organization, how long it has been in a particular incident, so time is very important. Resources. So if we have limited resources, how we make it sure we utilize those resources fully? With those limited resources, we make it sure we utilize them, so that this is also one of the objectives which I have seen for most of the organizations. Time is very important, and money. So every organization is willing to spend as less money as possible when it comes to instant handling. Now, I would say that these are the main objectives of any organization. Apart from that, it depends on what's your business, objectives, what is your RPO, what's your RTO, what's your MTD. We have it all depends, what are your objectives. But I have seen most of the organizations are concerned with time, resources, and money. Now, if it is a critical data, time is very important for you. Now, it all depends, but these are the main objectives which I have seen. Now, what's the agenda for today? We're going to discuss introduction to incident handling and response. We'll see what is the process we need to follow at least to get started with. I know most of you might already be working as a part of incident handling team, or most of you are new and want to understand how to get started with, but this is going to act as a reference to get started, how to get started with incident handling. So we'll see what is the use of forensic readiness and first response, what are malware incidents, how to deal with email security incidents, how to deal with network security incidents, how to deal with web application security incidents, how to deal with cloud incidents, or how to deal with insider threats. Now, apart from that, your infrastructure might be different. It could be maybe a wireless network, it could be an IoT, it could be blockchain, big data, Hadoop. Now, but I have seen most of the organizations are very much concerned with such kind of incidents, which we are going to deal, which we are going to understand how to deal with these incidents. So what is incident handling and response process? It is taking organized and careful steps when reacting to a security incident. It's a set of procedures, it's a set of actions, it's a set of measures which we take. It's going to help the organization to identify and mitigate various business risks, restore normal business operations as quickly as possible with minimum business impact. Now, one of the main objectives which we have discussed, apart from that, I have also seen that you do not want the same incident should happen again. So you will have lessons learned. You will make a report. You'll make it sure that this incident should not happen again. If it happens, you know how to deal with that, because you have a process. You have those documents. You know how to deal with it. Earlier, if you spend a lot of time, now you're going to spend less time. So that's the objective. And you don't want the same incident should happen again. That's also one of the main objectives. Now, what you need to know as an incident handler. So there are some basic prerequisites which I would say you need to have a basic understanding of security. So if you are an ethical hacker, if you are in a kind of a forensic investigator, if you are dealing with disaster recovery, if you are dealing with IT management, it would be easy for you to handle those incidents because you know the infrastructure. So as an incident handler, I need to know what are the elements of information security. I need to know what is confidentiality, integrity, availability. I need to ensure that with various techniques, be it defense in depth, where we use a layered security, multiple layers, be it a policy, acceptable use policy related to firewall policy, router policy, switch policy. So there's a policy for everything. It depends on your organization. We need to understand various threats and various attack vectors. What are the goals of an attacker? This is very important. So to stop the attack or to deal with the incident, you need to understand what are the goals of the attackers. What are the top attacks which are happening nowadays? Or what are the types of threat actors? Be it a black hat, white hat, gray hat, be it insider attacks, be it any kind of attack which is happening, like, uh, it depends, the intention of the attacker, nation states, or what's the impact of the attack. Is it going to attack a single user, or is it going to attack everyone in the organization? What is the impact of this attack? As an incident handler, I also need to know what are the types of incidents, what are the signs of an incident, what's the cost of an incident, and also I need to have an overview of incident management. For this, there's an incident handling and response process. So we are going to discuss the incident handling and response process from eccouncil. We're going to see what are the steps we need to go through for any kind of incident. We need to have an idea on vulnerability management. What is vulnerability? Why we do a vulnerability research? What is vulnerability classification? What's vulnerability assessment? So if it's a research, you are trying to find various vulnerabilities which exist in your environment. If it's assessment, you are going to understand if there's an attack on your system, is it going to withstand? Is it going to what will be the effect on that particular system? We need to have an idea on threat assessment. What are common targeted assets which are being, so what are the critical assets which are being targeted? Why are they being targeted? When are they being targeted? Little bit idea on threat intelligence. What are the various threat attackers with their TTPs? Because what happens, earlier we used to have, or nowadays also we have signature based security systems, but attackers, they modify the signatures. So it's very difficult to detect, and we cannot detect zero-day attacks. That's where we need threat intelligence. We do threat hunting. We search for those threats. We do the correlation of those threats. So that's very important. As an incident handler, I need to have that idea. I need to have an idea on risk management. So what is risk? How to do the risk management? What is the level of risk? Depending on what is the chances, or what is the impact. Is it low, medium, high, with a matrix like a traffic grid protocol? Is it quantitative risk analysis or qualitative risk analysis? So what are the different mitigation, or what are the different controls I need to have? Is it mandatory? Is it discretionary? So what kind of control? Is it preventive? Is it detective? So for that, there's a very nice tool pillar. So we are using that tool when we go through the course. So here I'm just giving an overview in 40 minutes, but once we go through the course, we understand this tool where we do the qualitative and quantitative risk analysis. I'm going to discuss a lot of tools. So if you want to note down, you can just understand these tools, which we're going to discuss here. And nowadays we also do automation. If you see, any kind of an environment, we do a lot of automation with playbooks and all that. We need to understand the best practices, whether it's from OWASP, or is it from European Union Agency for Cybersecurity, or is it GPG 18 good practice guides and forensic readiness planning. So if you go browse in Google, you'll be getting a document which you can follow. Cybersecurity frameworks. Is it Center for Internet Security Controls? Is it your COBIT? Is it your NIST 800? So NIST has got a lot of 800 series. So if you see 861, so I'm not going to open all those documents, but as a reference, if you follow them, they're going to give you an idea about cybersecurity frameworks, about best practices. What are the role of laws? As an incident handler, I need to know the different laws. Depends on in which country I'll be working. If I talk about the laws which work in all countries, I would be concerned with maybe HIPAA, maybe PCI DSS, or maybe SOX, GLBA, or maybe GDPR. So I need to have a little bit understanding on that. Law, because different places have different laws. It all depends in which country you're dealing with a particular incident. So this is a process. This is a complete process for incident handling. So what happens here? So as an IT support, what happens, you're first going to prepare for incident handling and response. You're going to design your teams and all that. You're going to make it sure you have those previous documents and everything. Then you do incident recording. So the incident is getting recorded. Maybe someone is reporting an incident, whether it's a SIEM tool or it's being reported by someone. Then you check, is it a security incident? Yes. Or is it a false positive? Then you assign it to a team. And that's where you do the analysis and validation to see what kind of incident is it, so that you can give a priority to this incident. What's the severity? You classify it here. Here you do the analysis, and here you classify that. And then you give the prioritization. What kind of priority does it have? And then you need to notify, those people, maybe you are, I would say, those who are concerned with this, those who are getting affected with this. And then you do the containment. This is where you protect other systems from getting affected. And then you do gathering and forensic analysis. So it goes to the forensic department. So that's where everything is connected here. So as an incident handler, you need to have an idea of threat analysis, threat hunting. You also need to have an idea on forensic investigation. You need to have ethical hacking skills and all that. Then you start removing it to find the root cause, and then you do the recovery. Maybe you need to recover those systems. If you can do a backup or patch management or anything here, and then you make a document. Or you can do the impact as assessment also. How much is getting affected because of that incident, and then you do the post-incident activities, right? So all these things happen with a proper sequence. There's a standard process. So for any type of incident, if we follow those standard steps, it's going to give us an idea how to deal with different incidents. Now, forensic readiness and first response. So I am certified first responder. And this is very important, being ready. Or what's the use of first response? Now, what are the various phases? If you see computer forensics, so we have pre-investigation phase. Now, if you want to go more into computer forensics, there's a CHFI certification from eccouncil, Certified Hacking Forensic Investigator. I've seen mostly, defense people from defense, they're very much interested in learning those techniques, dealing with cybercrime. So this is a certification which we can go for if we want to go more on computer forensics. Pre-investigation. So we design a lab, computer forensic lab. We design a team. We check what are the policies, what are the laws. We also should have a quality assurance process. Because what happens if you take that if you take that evidence to the court, it will not be accepted if you don't follow a standard process. Data destruction standards, how you destroy that data, you need to follow a standard for that. You need to have a risk assessment and all. And then you have the investigation phase. So as a first response, if you are a first responder, how you need to search and seize, how you need to collect the evidence, how you need to secure the evidence, chain of custody, a document which you need to have, who is going to deal with the incident, why they are dealing with the incident, when they are dealing with the incident. You need to maintain a document for that. And then you need to acquire data. So here you also need to use some standard tools. Order of volatility. So if it's like, you need to go from low volatility to high volatility. For example, if it's a data in RAM, which is highly volatile, so you need to collect that first. If it's in a hard disk, you can go later, because volatile is something where power will be connected, and then so if power is getting disconnected, data will be gone. You collect that first. Data analysis, anti-forensics. Then you have a post-investigation phase. So what do you do here? Here you do the evidence assessment. Here you do the documentation and reporting. Here you testify as an expert witness in court. So forensic readiness is keeping everything ready. So as a first responder, what are his roles? What are the health and safety issues he needs to take care of? How to secure the crime scene? How to collect the incident information? So that will be all done by the first responder. He can also follow some principles of digital evidence, like we have ACPO, Association of Chief Police Officers, or we have also scientific working group on digital evidence. So if you go in Google, you'll be able to find what their rules are, what their principles are. Now let's understand some of these incidents. Now, if you see, for any incident, I have noted down those phases. So if you are dealing with a malware incident, first you need to go through preparation. You need to have an response team. You need to handle malware safely. You need to prepare the test bed. You need to have your malware analysis tools. Now, for detection, you need to see what are the indications of a malware. Then you do static or dynamic analysis. So in the static analysis, you will analyze the code. You will not run this malware, but here you're going to run the malware, and based on that you're going to see what's going to happen, what are the ports it's going to connect with, what are the services getting generated, how is it what are different things which happen in your computer. Then you do the containment. What do you do in this containment? You separate that compromised system. You are going to do the log analysis. You are going to analyze the compromised systems. And then in the eradication phase, you are going to use some content filtering tools. You're going to use some network security devices. You're going to make it sure that you do blacklisting, something which is malicious. You're going to blacklist that, stop that. Or you do a scanning to make it sure that malware is removed. Or you do the patch management. And in the recovery, you wipe that affected media. You rebuild those compromised systems. You do a scan again. So this is just an overview, how to deal with a malware instance. Now, if it comes to email instance, so in the preparation phase, we are going to do first email filtering. You have the filtering, what kind of mails are coming in your organization. You can use some email monitoring tools. You can provide training and awareness to your employees. You can make it sure that they have the acceptable use policy. You can use some log analysis tools. In the detection and containment phase, you are going to see what are the indications of email incident. You're going to see how to detect phishing and spam mails. You're going to analyze email headers. You're going to analyze email logs. So there's a very nice tool which we use in uh, forensic investigation. That's Email Tracker Pro. So if you want to give it a try, you can just download Email Tracker Pro. Email Tracker Pro, you can just download that, and it's going to investigate all your emails. Then you do the eradication. You report those spam and phishing mails. You have some guidelines there. You have a lot of tools. You can go to Virus Total. You can go to Fish Tag and report that spam. And the recovery. So you recover those deleted mails. If they are being deleted, you recover them. So you have different techniques for Gmail, for Yahoo, or you're going to use some email security tools. Like, I have listed some of the tools which I have been using. For email recovery, we can use Recover My Mail. For anti-phishing, we can use GoFish. For anti-spam, we can use Spam Fighter. For email security, we can use GPG. For Win, it's going to make it sure that all your mails are getting encrypted through digital. It's going to make use of those security like digital certificates and all that. Now, if it is a network security instance, so first we need to see, is it unauthorized access incident? Is it inappropriate usage incident? Is it a DOS incident, or is it a wireless incident? So for any of these incidents, in the preparation phase, you're going to configure network security devices. You have a syslog server set up. You need to use some standard protocols which are very secure, like HTTPS, FTPS, or maybe SSL or TLS. And you need to have a toolkit. You need to train your employees how to detect or how to kind of figure it out. How to find those network incidents, how to detect those incidents. Then you do network traffic and employee monitoring and all that. In the detection, you're going to use you find what are the general indicators you have. You're going to use a lot of tools here. For example, if we talk about unauthorized access incidents, you're going to see if someone is doing reconnaissance, information gathering, or using any social engineering techniques, or doing any sniffing or spoofing, like sniffing, using the Wireshark, or spoofing, pretending to be someone. Or if it's an inappropriate usage, like high resource utilization, malware, log analysis, that's what we can do here. So in the containment for unauthorized access, you isolate the affected systems, you disable affected services. If it's inappropriate usage, you can do port and URL filtering. You can do the principle of least privilege. You can just give that many privilege only which is needed, not more than that. You can change the passwords. You can use IDS, IPS, intrusion detection system, intrusion prevention systems, VPNs, and all that. For eradication, you can use some physical security measures. You can make it sure that you use proper authentication and authorization with maybe multi-factor authentication, MFA. You make it sure that host security and network security measures are in place. You can use firewalls, IDS, IPS, URL filtering, encrypted protocols, VPN, log monitoring, or employee training here. For the recovery, you can do the data backup, you can do patching also to make it sure you cover those vulnerabilities. You can update your policies also. Maybe if someone is using infected drive, right? So what you can do is you can just stop them. Maybe you need to update your policies or employee training or keep your antivirus updated. This is how we deal with network security incidents. So if it comes to web instance, in the preparation, what we do first, we need to understand. So for any of those instances, first we need to understand what is the web architecture. What are the different web attacks which happen? Is it a SQL injection? Is it a cross-site CSRF? Is it cross-site scripting? Is it water holing attacks? We need to understand those attacks first. And then in the plan, in the preparation, we need to make a proper plan. We need to have a backup site. We need to have proper monitoring tools. We need to deploy web application firewalls like Dot Defender to protect from those attacks. We need to have a proper SIEM like Alien Vault OSIM, which is going to give us those alerts. And then in the detection analysis, we need to see what are the indicators of web attacks. Maybe website is slow, or maybe you get some error message, or you have automated detection or manual detection. So how you do automated detection? Maybe you have some alerts coming in, or maybe manual detection is depending on what tool you are using. If it's a Splunk, so what you can do, you can write a query in the Splunk to detect a particular attack. Maybe if it's a I would say SQL injection, maybe colon or 1 is equal to 1. So you make it sure that it's going to detect all those special characters. Log analysis tools like OSIC. In the containment, you make it sure that you deny unnecessary access. You do whitelisting and blacklisting, something which is blocked. You have web content filtering and all. In the education, techniques are going to vary as per the attack. If it's a SQL, broken authentication, sensitive data exposure. So here we have all those techniques. I'm not able to discuss all of them. It's going to take a lot of time. But yes, it depends on what kind of attack is it. So techniques are going to vary. So for recovery, we make it sure that we use a proper patch. We do a scan. We have a trusted backup, which is not being affected by malware. We have these tools like, if you see online, you will be able to find a lot about these tools like Apex SQL Log or CrowdStrike Falcon, which we use for recovery. So the best practice is we do a fuzz testing where we send a lot of input to the web application and see how it's going to respond. We see the source code, if it is being signed or not, because most of the times developers are going to copy that code. So here we're going to do the code review. Or security testing, we have Aquanetics. I have been using this tool. It's a great tool. You can run a scan on your web application for a particular kind of vulnerability. It's going to scan your web application for SQL injections, for cross-site scripting, or NetSparker. These are very nice tools. I have been using them for doing vulnerability analysis on websites. Now, if it comes to cloud, in the cloud, what happens? We need to make it sure in the preparation we have a proper incident response teams. We have proper monitoring devices. We enable logging. We have proper DLP. We have proper SIEM solutions. In detection analysis, we see what are the various indicators of cloud attack. Is it network related? Is it storage related? Server related? Virtualization related? Is it application related instance? Cloud-based log analysis tools like Logly is one of the tools which we use here. And for the containment, we block communication with the external network. We check if we have proper backup, disconnected malware affected systems, or block source IP. So we disconnect malware affected systems. We block the source IP. We stop vulnerable services. We isolate affected VMs. We have a tool like Cloud Passage Quarantine, which we use here. Now, I am not discussing all of these techniques in detail because we have, once we discuss that in a courseware, which is where we discuss everything in detail, because there we have a lot of time, like 24 hours. We discuss all of those techniques in detail. But here I'm just giving an overview. So on the education, we remove malware files. We update security solutions. We deny access to compromised accounts. We issue alerts and alarms. We can use multi-factor authentication. We can contact developers about any security flaws. We patch those vulnerabilities. We also give employee training. We encrypt traffic. We do scanning again. We update VMs with security best practice. For the recovery, we ensure that malware-free environment is there, and we have already removed everything. and we recover from the backup and security updates. So here we have, if you see the cloud, now depends on what kind of cloud is it, but mostly they'll be having site recovery options, or backup will be always done there, depending on, if you see you have those availability zones, where it makes it sure that you have an option where you do the backup regions and all that. Now for insider threat, these are the attacks which are done by our employees.
We're going to hear from Jabi. He's our VP for vendor operations. He's going to introduce some promotions and webinar related courses. Are you with us right now?
Yes, Leila. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was we are glad that you could join us, and at least we could get a understanding of what is cybersecurity incident handling, or rather overall incident management. And thank you, Sheik, for giving us such a detailed information within these 40 minutes. I'm sure we all have a fair idea of where we go next from here. I'm excited to take up that course, which is ECIH, and learn from you more, because the way you have explained makes complete sense. Thank you, Sheik, for giving us this opportunity to listen to you as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, hold on, don't leave the meeting right now. I'm not going to take more than a few minutes to take you through what we have as Netcom to offer to all of you. And one important thing, there's a giveaway which is there at the end of the session. Just hold on for a few more minutes, listen through this, and we are for being a participant to this webinar, we are giving you something. So just hold on for a moment. All right, so let me take you through what we have to offer as Netcom. One of our products is called Learning Passport. Now, what does it offer you? It offers you flexibility in terms of choosing courses which we have, and we have more than 4,000 courses which you can select from different vendors. To give you an example, maybe Microsoft, AWS, Cisco, CompTIA, and so on. All these courses are available. What happens is, when you take any of these packages, which you see on the right hand side, you get specific discounts in terms of price. So if you see your purchasing power increases when you take up this product from us. As part of the handouts, in the handout section, we have a detailed file which we have attached. So please spend time, download that. And there are these links which are available. You could visit our website and get more information about our Learning Passport. The next one is Netcom Learning. This is a individual learning product which we have, which we have for all of you. More than 250 e-learning programs are available, and about 140 virtual instructor-led courses are also available. And it comes at a very, very economical price of $2,999 per learner. So, if you are an organization who's looking for continuous learning for your employees and for your team to be constantly updated with the knowledge which they must have to deliver their duties, this is a great subscription platform available for you. So please do visit our website to get more information on this. The next thing which we have on our solution is a cybersecurity awareness and a simulation solution which we are offering. Now, we all know that we could have the best of the solutions. We heard about the incidents and how they could happen. There could be many sources. The way it has happened, it can happen. One of those sources is end user error, or the employees making an error, they being phished either on an email or on a voice call or an SMS. So security awareness is part of something which you can actually be including in your in your training for your organization and for your employees. So we have this tool which offers simulation, which means you can test your employees' knowledge on if a phishing email is being received, how are they behaving? Are they taking those cautious approach, or they are simply going ahead and clicking or downloading those information which comes in the email. So you could test that, and at the same time, this product offers more than 100 different kinds of courses which you can assign to your employees and track their progress as well. So management level reporting is also available. One good news for all of you is that if you or your organization decide to consider this product, we are offering a free trial. So please do visit our website to understand it. No questions asked. You can take up this free trial offer. Please do visit our website for this as well. The next is, if any of you who's part of this audience, you're part of the government, and then you would want to utilize the September, which is basically the year-end budget consumption or budget utilization. This is a great opportunity. We have government saving solutions which are available. We cover broadly 9 domains, and our offerings are listed on our government solutions page. Please do visit us to get more information about it. Apart from the regular consumption which you may have for training for your team, for your employees, we do offer special pricing as well for government. So if you think you're interested, please do visit us or contact us for more information. Netcom is also offering GSA solutions. So we have more than 800 classroom training solutions under the GSA. We have those schedules. We are also approved for GSA small business and GSA set-asides as well. We do accept GSA Smart Pay and GCPC credit cards, and we participate in GSA Advantage as well. So our details are again available on the government solutions page on our website. Please do visit us for more information. Some more resources which we have for you is on our website is obviously all the vendors and the certifications and courses. The information is available. Respective pages are there. Please do find time and do visit us. Events like this, the one which we're doing right now, we do these, and we also run some free training classes, which would also be helpful. No commitments. We run those classes at no cost to you. We do have experts from across the world, from various sectors and across the industry, who write these blogs for us, and those write-ups could also be accessed by you on our website. So please do visit us. And we have a page called promotions. Please do visit us there to see what are the latest offers, what promotions are we running for different courses and certifications and different programs. Now, the important thing, the giveaway which I was talking to you about, here it is. So, to continue your cybersecurity skilling journey, what we are trying to help you with, or rather support you with, is Microsoft Security Fundamentals. So there is Microsoft official courseware, which is the mock of SC900T00, which is basically Microsoft Security Compliance and Identity Fundamentals. This is a course which we are giving it to you for free. The mock is free, absolutely. The handout section has got information and the link to access this. So as a giveaway for attending this event, and also to assist you in your cybersecurity skilling journey, we are offering this to you. I would encourage each one of you to go to this handout section, get the information on how to download this and access this courseware, and wishing you all the best, and thank you for attending our event today. Over to you, Leila.
Thank you so much, and thank you both for your presentations. We're going to go ahead and pop right into our question answer session. Let me go ahead and pull up our participants' questions here. First question was if we would get this recording playback, and you do get that in the next 24 hours via email. It should be the email you registered for the webinar. Then our next question is, are you doing training on AWS, and how long is the course, and is it free?
So, Leila, in case of AWS, there are some courses which are e-learning and free and available on our website as well. However, because the email of this person who's asked this question would be available with us, we would ask our respective sales team to get in touch with him or her and get the interest, get the detailed understanding of what exactly are they looking for, and we can definitely do it. There are courses which are free from AWS. Apart from that, there are paid ones as well. But then there is a significant quantity of free ones as well. So it should be. I'm sure we'll be able to help the person with what they're looking for.
Thank you. Okay, and our next question I think is for you as well. Does Netcom Learning have a CompTIA certification, and how much will it cost?
So CompTIA, we are offering many courses from CompTIA certifications, right from A+ to Network Plus, Security Plus, Pentest Plus, and so on. Apart from, these are the security courses, but then there are other specializations in cloud and server and Linux as well, which we offer in cybersecurity, as part of CompTIA offering. So in CompTIA, what exactly is the question, is the person looking for? Again, since we would have the information, we would ask our sales team to get in touch, understand exactly which course or certification are they looking for. Yes, we do offer those courses and the certifications as well. We have e-learning and virtual instructor-led courses as well, which we offer. So I'm sure we'll be able to help the person with exactly what they're looking for.
Perfect. And I know that our team does an excellent job at customizing those courses towards each person's specific needs, and those can vary a lot based on their experience in those areas too.
Absolutely.
Okay, our next question is, in incidents response automation, how would you go about automating?
Yep. So yeah, great question. It's a good question, right? So if you see, I have seen, like, in the cloud, if you have a SIEM solution. Let's take an example of Azure cloud. So what do you have? You have a SIEM, like you have a Sentinel. So in the Sentinel itself, it's a SIEM, it's the SOAR. That is security orchestration and response. So what do you do there? You can use a lot of playbooks and all that. In the cloud to get those things automated. So what happens here, because these are a lot of incidents now, there's a lot of research, there are a lot of tools which are coming up with there's a lot of analysis going on, artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is being used in incident handling and all that. But yes, I have seen it being used on the Microsoft cloud, but certainly there's a lot of research going on. But there are a lot of solutions, there are a lot of organizations who have been using those tools which deal with automation.
Thank you. Okay, and our next question is, what type of skills do I need to have an incident handler, or to have as an incident handler? Sorry, read that wrong.
Yeah, so as an incident handler, I would say, if it comes to incident handling, forensic investigation, threat analysis, it all comes, with how much time you'll be spending. But I would say, if you want to get started, if you want to be a good incident handler, you need to have an idea of, you need to have network, basic networking skills. You need to have idea on security side. If you have those skills, I would say it will be easy for you to get started with. And based on that, it depends on how much time you'll be spending. Most, when it comes to incident handling, forensic investigation, threat analysis, or SOC, it all comes up with, how much time you'll be spending dealing with those incidents.
Thank you. Okay, our next question: what if the company encountered ransomware, or any tips about how to handle that kind of issue?
Yeah, great. So and if we have seen, for the ransomware, so there are a lot of ways, but what are the best solution which we have seen for ransomware is that we always need to have a backup for the data. Because what happens, the data is being taken by someone. They're asking for us to pay money for that. So the best solution which I have seen for the ransomware is to have the backup of the data. And other thing which I have seen myself, so if you encrypt data yourself, because what happens in the ransomware, attackers are going to encrypt the data. So you encrypt data yourself, you set up a secure password. I'm not saying that it is impossible, it is still possible, but you're making it difficult. So what we do in security, we make things more difficult for the attacker. So I would say have a proper backup or there are a lot of tools available online. If you are being infected with ransomware, you can still be able to recover that, but the best solution is that you have a backup of the data.
Thank you. And are there any certification prerequisites needed to take the incident handler certification?
Incident handler, it is recommended by EC Council that so what EC Council says that yes, you can take it if you have a little bit understanding on you work as maybe you have a little bit understanding on networking security. There are no such prerequisite for the certification. So I would say, but if you want to become a good incident handler, I would say my recommendation would be you have a little bit idea on networking. So if you take Network Plus, you take Security Plus, and then you take ECIH, you're going to understand that in a better way. Otherwise, you don't have any such prerequisites.
Thank you. It looks like we have time for just a few more questions. Our next question is, how difficult is the ECIH exam?
Yeah, so if we talk about EC Council exams, so all these exams will be like multiple choice questions. So this exam is not that easy, not that difficult, but I would say it's a medium level exam, unless and until we have a proper planning in our mind. So if we go through the course content, which will be provided by EC Council in detail, if we go through the practice questions, if we go through labs, it will be easy for us to pass that exam. Because they'll be asking multiple choice questions based on the scenarios, like they create a scenario where we need to see how to respond that. So they'll be discussing on a lot of tools which you'll be using, so what kind of tool you'll be using or any scenario. So if you go through all that content in detail, go through practice questions, go through lab, it should be easy, not that difficult.
Thank you. And are there any suggestions that you would give me to prepare for that ECIH certification?
Right. So I would say, first of all, go for your, if this is the first certification you're taking from EC Council, I would say before that, make it sure that your networking is clear, your security fundamentals are clear. For that, if you want to go to internet and do a little bit search on maybe network basics course or maybe security basics course, and then you go for ECIH. So I would say, like, you take up you just go through the book which is from the EC Council, and then you have all the content from them. You take the official training from EC Council where a trainer is going to explain you all those techniques, because for ECH or CHFI you need to kind of discuss those things with an expert, where you'll be understanding all those techniques on how to do incident handling and all that. Yes, take the official training, go through the book, and then go through the labs and all that, so that you can easily pass this exam, get certified.
Thank you. And let me check the time real quick. It looks like we do have time for just a couple more questions. Which book can I refer to for the ECHI exam?
Yeah, for the for this ECH exam, for any of the EC Council courses, what we need to do is we need to make an account in Aspen portal. So you go to Aspen EC Council, and what's the benefit you'll be having is that you will set up an account for your lifetime. So they'll be giving you access to all the PDF from EC Council. They will give you access to all the tools. You can set up your own virtual labs. They will give you all the documentation, lab manual, and everything. So that is the PDF which is recommended by EC Council. If you go through all the PDF, thoroughly, or maybe one or twice or thrice, understand all the techniques, and that is the book which is recommended for this ECH exam.
Thank you. And it looks like we have one more question in our queue before we do wrap up today. Is the ECHI more of a theoretical or lab intensive certification?
Yeah, it is. I would say it is 60% of lab and 40% of theoretical, because we have more of labs here. So yes, there's a theory also, because if we want to understand any of those practicals, we need to understand the theory first. But yes, it is like 40% theory, and I would say 60% practicals.
Thank you so much. With that, I think we've gotten to all of our questions. We really appreciate the time that you've taken to kind of stick with us and answer those questions after the wonderful presentation you gave us. In addition to today's webinar, we have a lot of informative webinars that are coming up. So you can feel free to go to www.netcomlearning.com/webinars/ to register for any of those. We want to thank you all for joining us today. If you do come up with any additional questions, please feel free to send them to us at webinar@netcomlearning.com at any time. And we hope that you found today's webinar to be informative. We look forward to seeing you back here with us very soon. Also, feel free to tell your friends and colleagues about our webinars and other courses. Once again, thank you everyone and have a wonderful day.